third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, live from the former American Embassy in Tel Aviv, this is the fastest growing right-wing comedy show in the world, Revenge of the Cis.
Explored universe. Sounds better.
Explored
Loftier.
universe. You're right, and as members of the space right, we do need to respect the fact that it's a vast universe.
Yes.
And a huge future for mankind. I am Mike. I'm not a Nazi, but don't push me, Sheely. Along with Royce, Mark David Chapman did nothing wrong, Lopez. And we got a packed show for you today. So in the second hour, we will be joined by the creator of Radical Mothering. She's a feminist, Tasha Rose, blogger, YouTube personality. And despite being a feminist, she's not a complete left-wing maniac. So this is going to be good.
Now, by radical, she's going to do skateboard tricks while she talks to us? Because that would be radical.
Yeah, she breastfeeds while she does ollies.
I like that.
Which I personally don't recommend if you're not trained. Don't try that
But
at
if you're
home.
trained...
But yeah, and she's going to be talking to us about, apparently there's like a beef between a sect of radical feminism and trannies, or trans people.
Thank you.
I don't want to get kicked out of college.
Thank you.
So
You would have had to have gone.
So we're going to get her on in the second hour, and we'll be talking all kinds of other good stuff, but your boys, your boys have been up working on shit night and day, as we got some exciting updates regarding our Dan Schneider investigation.
We hopped back on the train.
We got back on the train, and we had to meet with our informants. That's right, we're coming for you, Dan Schneider. I'm on the case. Pinkerton Detective Agency, we're on the train. All right, kiddo, I need you to tell me exactly what you know. Tell me what you know about this Dan Schneider fella.
He loves feet.
All right, feet, got it. And what else? What do you got here for Dan Schneider? Sorry about the noise. We're on the train.
Yeah, I know. We're on the same train.
Fastest traveling technology in the world. Takes you coast to coast in 14 days. All right, well, we're not going to treat this seriously. We did really get serious.
We did get
updates.
serious news.
I don't want to put too much levity into the weight of the gravity of the situation.
You look good with that hat on, by the way.
We hopped on the train. I will admit that I was one of those guys in high school. I was a fedora guy in high school.
It's okay. It's allowed.
That era, it was okay though. It was still cool. It was like the 30s.
It's like in ska. It's fine.
I was a major ska
Yeah.
dude.
Every ska dude I knew rocked the fedora.
Oh yeah, I was. You know what it was too. I mean, we'll get into Dan Schneider in a second. So we're gonna wait for people to join us anyway. But the thing about it, right? I got into punk rock when I was younger, but everybody was so edgy and fucking angry, man, and everybody wanted to fight skinheads. And then I got into the ska scene, and I was like, this music's more fun. Everybody just gets high. There's cute girls here. They want to make out with everybody. Ska kid all the way. So anyway, we hopped on the train last night, known as Twitter. And do you want to set this up since you were the guy that had to come get me?
So I saw the at Open Secret. That's their Twitter, correct? At Open Secret. Mm-hmm. They were tweeting about the Bryan Singer thing, and I sent them a friendly reminder via Twitter saying, "Great, now can we get some help on this Dan Schneider guy?"
Well, I mean, we've been on it for a while,
and we got followed by them, and they sent us a message.
They did.
And we got some tips that we normally would in the beginning. So we have to give mad props to them at Open Secret. I mean, absolutely mad props.
It's at an Open Secret.
At an Open Secret, sorry.
And also at Gabe Hoff.
Yes.
Gabe Hoffman, who was actually, he's been following us for some time. I've been back and forth with him trying to get him on the show. He's really busy. He's actually been on InfoWars. He was the guy when we were doing our stuff where he actually was the first guy to mention Dan Schneider's name on InfoWars. And I was like, oh, shit. So he was on the Open Secret account last night, and he started throwing us a couple of breadcrumbs.
Boy, were they we were feverishly typing last night. Well, Mike, I mean, I guess you wanna start it off with this?
Yeah. So what happened was,
well, this is the original document. So let's start real quick with this. Okay.
Yeah, he told us last night that they had posted some information publicly already regarding convicted pedophiles and rapists in Hollywood, and it was like sort of a corkboard old school style, and they were like, look for that. I'm like, all right, couldn't find it. I'm like, listen, they told us straight up, ourselves and a reporter from New York had been working on stuff. I'm like, cool, well, let me look on her feed. Turns out the fucking reporter that's working on this is Mandy Statmiller. Mandy Statmiller is the wife of Pat Dixon.
Friend of the show, Pat Dixon.
Pat Dixon, yeah, guy I've known a pretty long time. Mandy Statmiller, when she worked for the New York Post, I had a story that I'm not going to get into, but it involved some shit that I was involved in. Mandy was the one from the Post that I contacted because I knew her from the comedy scene. So I know both of these people, and I'm like, I know them. So Royce and I did our digging, and we found not one, but two other convicted rapists, child rapists, who have worked directly with Dan Schneider at Nickelodeon.
So let's pull up a little infograph here.
Now we'll go. They're not really in order.
We'll go whatever order you want.
Well, we'll go Brian Peck and Marty Weiss. We've discussed on the show ad nauseum. Marty Weiss, he was a child acting manager. Quick rundown. He got kids on shows like iCarly, Zoe 101. He had Nickelodeon connections. He was convicted quite a while ago of raping one of his clients, who was a teenager at the time. Brian Peck, we discovered him. We talked about him on the show. We were the ones that dug up the article months ago where Brian Peck, who's a convicted child rapist.
Convicted child rapist. We don't have to say alleged. He is convicted.
Who raped a child at Nickelodeon in a Nickelodeon dressing room.
Uh-huh. On set.
Was a guy, we dug up an article from 2002, LA Times. Groomed to be all that is the title of the article. Dan Schneider and Brian Peck, who was the dialogue coach, I believe, ran 2-week comedy boot camps for young kids.
These were the boot camps, if you remember, where they would separate the parents from the kids. The boot camp would have its own pool, its own hangout area. They would tell the girls, hey, hang out by the pool with a bikini. That's how you'll get discovered.
Mm-hmm. So we had already covered these connections, these direct connections to Dan Schneider and Nickelodeon already. We had been through this. Last night, the folks from An Open Secret, they didn't want to just tell us straight out, but they said, look, you're getting warmer. You're missing some pieces. Here's where you might be able to find those pieces if you were to look generally broadly. So we looked and we found 2 more people. Thanks. Courtesy of Mandy Statmiller. I'll post the link in the chat to her Twitter as well. She's doing great work, too, on this topic, and the folks from An Open Secret. 2 more. Easel Channel, who we had no idea. In fact, we almost overlooked him last night.
Yeah, because we
couldn't find anything on him.
But then Mike caught this, which is Mandy was doing had all these pictures of these basically comprehensive timeline of what was happening.
Well, yeah, because to give you context, she made like the cork board with all the guys.
Yeah.
And then each guy had a dossier. She did great work.
Yeah, she really did.
Broke down all the information. So is this Easel Channel?
Yes, correct.
Okay, yeah. Because my eyes are not that good.
Here, I'll read it if you want. Here, just give me a sec. It's because remember I have to read it off of a.
Well, it's fine. I'll tell you guys.
Easel Channel gets a job as a production assistant at Nickelodeon. Soon thereafter, begins to befriend child actors. That was June of 2005. So go ahead, Mike.
So he apparently worked. That's what I was gonna say. He worked at Nickelodeon. He was convicted, and I don't know all the information, but it sounds as if the circumstances of the case were another Brian Peck situation. I believe a child might have been raped.
Correct.
On Nickelodeon property by this man. So now we're up to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now it gets fucking really weird.
If it wasn't weird before.
Yeah, I know. So it's already horrendous enough. Jason Michael Handy was a production assistant at Nickelodeon, specifically on All That and The Amanda Show. We have talked ad nauseum again about Amanda Bynes and her being one of we believe to be one of the people trying to clandestinely get word out there and push buttons and get people to expose this guy. We're getting closer, Dan.
Jason M. Handy. This is from the Los Angeles Times, October 2014. It was written by a Ryan Fogender. Convicted Hollywood sex offender faces new charges. A man who was convicted of sexual abuse in California a decade ago is facing new charges in North Carolina. Sheriff deputies of Guilford County, North Carolina, arrested Jason Michael Handy, 40, on Tuesday on 3 counts of indecent liberties with indecent liberties with a child, and 2 counts of sex offender registry violations. He was already a pedophile at this time.
Yeah, this isn't counting whatever the fuck he did in
California. This is a couple years ago. According to a news release, Handy is being held on $1 million bail. Handy was sentenced to 6 years in prison in 2004 after pleading no contest to 2 felony counts of lewd acts on a child and 1 of distributing sexually explicit material by email, a misdemeanor charge related to sexual exploitation.
So fucking CP, too. He was making CP.
In California, he was a production assistant of Nickelodeon and volunteered at a Malibu church. After his release in 2009, he moved to North Carolina and he registered as a sex offender. As reported to 2012 LA Times, this goes back for a while, the article on sexual abuse in the entertainment industry, Handy used the hopes of at least 2 girls who dreamed of careers in TV, sounds familiar, to sexually exploit them. The case is prompted Nickelodeon to toughen its background checks on all employees. Oh, yeah?
Did you?
Did you do that, Nick?
Well, maybe they meant on new hires.
That's a good point.
It's like when they drug screen people. No, once you get the job, they don't really do it, but they want to make sure you're not a hophead before they hire you.
So, more info on old Danny Schneider. Now, we can't say much, but we could say that we can't say this. There's a lot of stuff in the works. That's all we could say. And
This is
This is now actually catch a movement. You look at the trends on our videos, you can see a lot of people are paying attention.
yeah. And
We're almost at 100,000 views on our main video on that.
yeah, there's some stuff floating around right now and some rumors that are unconfirmed, but I don't think this is going away. I'll just put it that way. Even there was a point for quite a while now where Royce and I have just been like, so is that it? Did we just do our part and move on now?
Yeah.
Like, because nobody cares, so we're not going to obsess over this forever. And without getting very specific, there are people working with us behind the scenes. And I don't think that this is going to go away. And I don't think that our work is done.
No.
So, fucking the case is back on, dude.
Man, after it was a while, but yeah, no. Hopefully, this now it's catching a lot more steam. Other people independently are finding out about this and looking into it. And again, the scary part is the dude is currently just got a new show, still working with kids. And that's a fucking problem.
Young kids, man.
That's a fucking problem.
I mean, and it's in this case, and I mean, again, this is speculative. It's all, there's nothing confirmed. But if something inappropriate is going on, and from the footage we've seen where inappropriate stuff is going on, it's little girls, dude. I'm not saying, like, I don't know what that says about me where I think that's any worse, but it's worse.
But it's because you're a guy and it's instinctual to want to protect women. No, it is.
You know what I mean?
You're right. It is, though. I get it. I agree with you 100%.
Shit, even the ancient Greeks were fucking banging little boys. Fucking even the medieval people were banging stable boys, you know what I mean? But this is like, man, you're supposed to be, fuck, dude.
I know.
This is fucking, ooh, I want a piece of Schneider, dude. I really do.
I have dreams of, this is the truth.
I want to go Christopher Maloney on him. I've fucking SVU.
I've had dreams of like his real account. I know these literal dreams. That's how much we've been into this, of him DMing me and taunting me. You understand that this has become an obsession. This guy needs to go down.
Speaking of dreams, I had a dream your dog caught a rabbit.
Oh boy, that's not great.
It was not a pleasant dream.
No, it's not.
Everybody was angry.
Yeah.
Actually, they should have been. But yeah, no, this is it starts to fucking really like dominate your brain, and
look, all these people have connections or worked at Nickelodeon. Look at this, all of them.
And the only one I can't connect directly, and I don't even mean 1 degree of separation. I mean connect directly. The only one I can't connect directly to Schneider is this channel guy. I don't know, but he was there.
But he worked at Nickelodeon,
so I'm sure they ate in the break room together at least at one point. But these other 3, we're talking about part production assistants, dialogue coaches, people that ran summer camps with him. Is this not a fucking problem?
What else do you need at this point? Come on, man.
To at least ask the fucking question.
Or to maybe interview our source.
Well, I gave up on People and Christina Dugan. Let me tell you something. This thing is going to happen. When it happens, we are going to bury the shit out of some of you people, including Christina Dugan from People, including Tanya Garzazi.
Not going to work here anymore.
Fucking anglicize your name. You're in media. Christ. From Bustle, you're going to get froze out. And I still am holding out hope that Jennifer at AOL is going to come through. But if she doesn't, we'll put you on the wall of shame too. Mm-hmm. This needs to be addressed. We're not saying destroy a man, but you guys have run really ridiculous stories, speculative horse shit over less.
Much less.
Get on this, or you're going to be held accountable for this shit. Every one of you.
You know, the thing is, man, and the problem is, the reason that they're scrambling is it's not just going to be these people that go down or Schneider that goes down. It's an entire company.
This is going to affect the unemployment rate in the state of California.
This is going to affect an entire... If you make any... And at this point, listen, I don't know if it's true or not, but at least from the optics of it, for him to be... all the stuff that's alleged, for him to be getting away with it for as long as he has, You're going to tell me that there's not people above him in that company that have an inkling of what's going on? You don't think there's Jeff Zuckers there that were joking about it? They were joking about Matt Lauer? I mean...
That's what I mean. You know, everybody... Look, we've had people on the show. We had our source originally called in when he was talking about the pool parties. But he also discussed, you know, in depth about how everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's a fucking... It's, you know, no pun intended again, but it's an open secret. Part 2, Revenge of the Sis.
Yeah. This time it's personal. No, but seriously, he needs. This is enough, man. Like Mike said, at least there should be somebody asking something, going, "Hey, what the fuck's up with this?"
Yeah, even like, hey, look, it's like if my friend did something minor, like let's say he robbed a bank, right? And I thought, I saw a video of it, and I went, maybe that's my friend that I know. And I was like, hey, you know, Royce, did you rob a bank? Like, I would at least have to bring it up. And you know what? Even if he said no and I didn't believe him, it would still be something. Like, I asked, he said no. You know, hey, do you fuck kids? No. All right, hey, you know, there's a lot of stuff. We just want to ask. I want to get that out of the way. Now let's enjoy dinner. But it's like, nobody, like, I'm not, dude. After the shit we were hearing last night and the acknowledgement we were getting that we were heading in the right direction, we fucking needed this because we were getting gaslit to a point where it's like, are we nuts? Are we fucking crazy?
Are we the crazy ones?
We had multiple conversations between me and Royce where we're like, are we losing our minds? Is this us? Are we nuts? Do we just want this to be reality so badly? But no. It's not. It's shit like this keeps coming up.
Pedophilia is the new counterculture.
Foot fetishizing teenagers is the new counterculture. Buy my unfluoridated toothpaste.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's the new information we have.
You fucking had your chance, all of you. Even PJW has been, trust me, he's been getting the emails.
So hopefully,
this is fun, but I'm telling you, again, we cannot get into the specifics, but we heard some things last night from very good sources that this isn't going away, and that this could be a thing at some point. So we just have to stick to it. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you, Nickelodeon. Fuck you, Viacom. Viacom in general, for giving Trevor Noah as much money as you're giving him for comedy. Fuck you, Viacom.
It's really bad, and the whole industry is complicit. And the problem is, but look what's going on in Hollywood, man. And anyone has to be blind and stupid to think that if it's going on in adult Hollywood, it's going on in children's Hollywood. And by the way, my opinion is, I don't think Disney's fucking clean either.
No, and of course not. And look, if there's Kids Incorporated, there's rumors of stuff that possibly happened to the Sprouse twins. Look, Disney is just as fucking dirty. But we didn't discover Disney. You know what I mean? If we had the resources, we'd go after both. But we found this thing and we're working on this thing. If we were InfoWars size and it was me, Royce, and 4 producers and a team of 10 interns, yeah, we would go, look, we got 4 of you, go to fucking here, figure out what's going on with Disney. We found Schneider, and we found that fucking chart that Royce showed you. We found that.
Mike's not telling the truth. Mike said off air it's because Walt's one of our guys.
Yeah, and also because if you look at Viacom versus Disney, we know which horse to back. We're not stupid.
Yeah, good point. No, but, you know, hopefully...
Disney has enough size, scope, assets, and money to survive a pedophilia scandal.
They do.
Nickelodeon and Viacom, however. Daniel Tosh ain't going to make you that much money.
No. But yeah, not Jon Stewart's gone. Good fucking luck. All right, so some real quick, you want to move on from the Schneider stuff?
No, more Schneider stuff. Yeah, of course. We get too much stuff to get to.
Breaking news from today. Moore's accuser reveals she added a note to the yearbook inscription. It wasn't so let's be clear. It wasn't a forgery. She didn't admit to forging a signature. However, one of the Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore's accusers revealed Friday that she added to an inscription for Moore in a yearbook she presented as evidence of their relationship. Beverly Young Nelson's lawyer initially presented an inscription, including the date, as a message entirely from Moore. But Nelson told ABC she noted the date and time below his inscription. He did sign it, she said in the interview. And you made some notes underneath, the ABC host asked. Yes, she replied. Now, and by the way, the ABC host didn't even press her. That's the shitty, like, here, actually, I'm gonna hook you up.
They should have slapped a floodlight in her face and interrogated her.
Let's watch the interview.
Sickens me. It sickens me to wonder what may go on with him if he gets into office, maybe.
I can't imagine she was hot even when she was 15.
You know, he could be doing this still. We don't know. And then again, I hope that he's changed.
This morning, Beverly Young Nelson sitting down.
Is that the guy's real voice?
Exclusively with GMA.
It sounds like he was hit with like a slow ray, like like a slow laser that slowed him down.
Yeah, that or he's really nauseous.
Yeah.
And he's trying to hold it in. Like he's sick and he still made it into work and he powered through it.
She was 16 when she says Moore groped her and tried to force a sex act on her in his car.
He was trying to pull me in between his legs. It was terrible. And I was bound and determined that I was not going to be raped by him. You know, I was terrified. But the next thing I know,
Mike, jangly jewelry.
Oh, yeah, no, it was bugging me before you even said anything. I was like, this bitch.
I'm on the concrete.
These allegations are completely false.
Are they, though, Roy? Like, are they, though? Because I don't think they are.
I don't think they are, bud.
But I will say that little thing of her writing the note on it, that he's winning now for sure.
Oh, yeah, no, you fucked yourselves.
You
got greedy and you fucked yourselves, lefties.
The reasonable doubt.
Which was a great album.
It was.
You're fucked. That's... Oh, my God. You know what the worst part about this is that you just know that cunt Gloria Allred was behind this. But they ain't going to go after her. This woman will fall on the sword and take some bucks.
You think so?
Go away. Yes! She absolutely, in my opinion, Gloria Allred was the one who engineered this. And now when it blows up, somebody else falls on the sword. Gloria Allred still gets to stay Gloria Allred.
We're going to present, according to... we're going to present evidence that we think is important on the issue whether Roy Moore signed the yearbook. Nelson's lawyer, Gloria Allred, told ABC News. Nelson claimed that Moore groped her in a parking lot of a restaurant where she worked in 1977. Moore 70 would have been 30 at the time. Moore has called the signature completely false and has requested a handwriting expert to look at the yearbook. Moore's attorney said that he didn't want to make any allegations, but mentioned that the 277 signed in the yearbook should be looked at. Now, what happened is they caught her on the 77. And then, so now she's saying everything else is true, but not this. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't do, this guy looks like, I don't know. Look, here's what I think. Couple things going on here. Number one, I think Moore should step down. We said that a long time ago. I mean, that's very simple. Number two, I think Al Franken didn't resign yesterday because he's waiting out to see what happens with Moore. Because he didn't say, I'm going to resign in the future in the next couple weeks. After this fucking election is when he's going to do it. So right now everyone's playing political high ground, and that little signature thing is that won Moore the election.
That won several Republicans an election. That you think this is just going to affect Moore?
Look, here's your girl too.
Ugh, Jesus Christ.
She's always been ugly though.
Yeah, that's not a woman who ever had any glory days. You know what I mean?
No.
But yeah, this is bad, dude. They're gonna end up giving several points to all of Bannon's boys now. This doesn't get Roy Moore a boost in the polls. This gets Steve Bannon a boost in the polls. And now whoever Steve Bannon is backing in his little insurgency, oh, buddy. You think Moore's the only one Bannon's going after? No. He said he's going after everyone except Ted Cruz. So, yeah.
That's because Ted Cruz is a Zodiac killer. He doesn't want him to kill him.
So I'm still on the fence about Steve Bannon.
I think he's.
boy.
I'm not. I'm
love
done
Steve
with him. I'm done with him.
I love Bannon.
Eh.
I can't hate him.
I can. Yeah. So I think that election is immediately now turned. Something else though. This was fun.
He's already making the "I did something" face.
Oh yeah.
That is the I'm sorry to my wife. My beautiful children who have had to endure this. That's that face.
Representative Jim Jordan presses the director of the FBI, Wray, over the anti-Trump dossier. Now, this happened in the open Senate. Let's just let him talk.
Director, was Agent Peter Strzok the former deputy head of counterintelligence at the FBI?
I don't remember his exact title, but I believe that's correct.
And he's the same Peter Strzok who was a key player in the Clinton investigation, the same Peter Strzok who interviewed Cheryl Mills, Huma Abedin, participated in the Clinton Secretary Clinton's interview, and he's also the same Peter Strzok who now we know changed Director Comey's exoneration letter, changed the term gross negligence, which is a crime, to extreme carelessness. Is that the same guy?
Well, Congressman, I don't know every step that the individual you mentioned was involved in, but certainly I know that he was heavily involved in the Clinton email investigation.
Well, you're the head of the FBI, so you should know one of the most high-profile cases going on.
Look, I don't know what everybody that works for me is doing at all times. That's,
Yeah.
What are we? What are we? Some kind of national surveillance?
Yeah. What are we? Some sort of Federal Bureau of Investigating things?
What do I? Come on. I'm
Yeah,
not the
give me a
best.
break.
I mean, I'm the head of the FBI. It doesn't mean I'm the best investigator.
I'm the head of the FBI. It doesn't make some sort of cop.
I don't know. I delegate, man.
What do you want from me? Look, I gotta go. I got this thing. I gotta go.
This is exactly how 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a tape. They said some things
I
about the
don't
Trade
remember.
Center. I don't know.
Thank you. And is this the same Peter Strzok who helped was a key player in the Russian investigation, and the same Peter Strzok who was put on Mueller's team, Special Counsel Bob Mueller's team?
I certainly know that he was working on the special counsel's investigation. Whether or not he would be characterized as a key player on that investigation, that's really not for me to say.
And the same Peter Strzok that we learned this past weekend was removed from the special counsel team because he exchanged text messages with a colleague at the FBI that displayed a pro-Clinton bias.
Yeah. Oh, no. He's ripping to shreds Mueller's entire investigation.
That, and he's not even making eye contact.
No, he's not.
He's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep reading my notes at you, you little bitch.
You fuck. That's what he's saying in his head.
So I'm just curious, at one point, now I'm looking here on March 17th, 2017, your bitch-made ass contacted Mr. Mueller and said that,
I'm the director of the FBI.
And is it true, is it or is it not true that you guys suck each other's cocks?
No,
back there
it's not true.
Playing your little FBI games.
We're not playing games.
Also, is it or is it not true? And he's not even letting him answer.
It's amazing.
This guy rules.
Is that accurate?
Could have put a jacket on, though.
Yes. Talk about the same guy. Okay.
No, he didn't. Because he's getting down to business. He's got to take it off. He's getting to work. He's going to roll up the sleeves.
Now, I have to ask you this question. This is a matter of opinion, Mr. FBI Director Wray.
Yes.
Is President Trump, or is he not a high-energy example of high testosterone and masculinity?
I have no idea how that's
Okay, now moving on to July 5th.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? They just going through papers?
No.
I just became director a few months ago.
They just said get the guy impeached. I don't know. We're trying here.
Yes. Well, here's what I'm not getting. Peter Strzok is selected to be on Mueller's team after all this history, put on Mueller's team, and then he's removed for some pro-Clinton text messages. I mean, there are all kinds of people on Mueller's team who are pro-Clinton. There's been all kinds of stories. PolitiFact reported 96% of the top lawyers' contributions went to Clinton or Obama. But Peter Strzok, the guy who ran the Clinton investigation, interviewed Mills, Abedin, interviewed Secretary Clinton, changed gross negligence a crime to the term extreme carelessness, who ran the Russian investigation, who interviewed Mike Flynn, gets put on Mueller's team, and then he gets kicked off for a text message that's anti-Trump.
Oh, snap!
If you kicked everybody off Mueller's team who was anti-Trump, I don't think there'd be anybody left. So there's got to be something more here. It can't just be some text messages that show a pro-Clinton, anti-Trump bias. There's got to be something more. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. But my hunch is it has something to do with the dossier. Director, did Peter Strzok help produce and present the application to the FISA court to secure a warrant to spy on Americans associated with the Trump campaign?
Boom!
Congressman, I'm not prepared to discuss anything about a FISA process in this setting.
We're not talking about what happened in the court. We're talking about what the FBI took to the court, the application. Did Peter Strzok, was he involved in taking that to the court?
This motherfucker is the kind of lawyer you do not want to face.
No.
Because he's just those little things that he does.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but when I'm not talking about the warrant, I'm talking about your application for it, which is not like those little things. You're just like, but
I mean,
well, you're the racist, homophobe Nazi.
Wait, what?
Oh my God, this is great.
I'm not going to discuss in this setting anything to do with the FISA court applications.
Well,
Because it would fucking bury you. It would bury you. Your investigation, even if it turned up anything, would always be called into question. All you did was the same thing this bitch did in her yearbook. You fucking put little numbers under there, and now no matter what happens, no one's going to believe you.
Well, yeah. My only recommendation to the FBI director in this situation would be for you to knock the pitcher of water over
And
like
run.
Dave Chappelle
And run.
and just bolt. That's your best chance right now. Go for it, homie.
let's remember a couple things, Director. And I know you know this. We've all been made aware of this in the last few weeks. Let's remember a couple things about the dossier. The Democrat National Committee and the Clinton campaign, which we now know were one and the same, paid the law firm, who paid Fusion GPS, who paid Christopher Steele, who then paid Russians to put together a report that we call a dossier full of all kinds of fake news, National Enquirer garbage.
Oh, he just got a point for Trump there. This guy knows exactly what he's doing, by the way.
This guy is going to be in the cabinet in no time.
Oh, dude. He fucking went. He's not even over it. He's going ham on the director of the FBI.
Not only that, but I'm telling you, Trump's the kind of like he runs things like a mafia boss.
Yep.
So this guy's the kind of guy who's going to jump up 4 levels now, just because he's going to be like, I like him.
He's great. Bring him in.
He's a savage, this dude.
And it's been reported that this dossier was all dressed up by the FBI, taken to the FISA court, and presented as a legitimate intelligence document, that it became the base.
Oh boy, he's saying the FBI's thing that they gave to the FISA court was the dossier, which was ill-gotten with Russian intelligence. This is fucking amazing.
Basis for granting a warrant to spy on Americans. And I'm wondering, I'm wondering if that actually took place. It sure looks like it did.
I'm not ready to discuss what. Watch.
And the easiest way to clear it up is for you guys to tell us what was in that application and who took it there.
Congressman, our staffs have been having extensive interaction with both intelligence committees on our interaction with the FISA court, and I think that's the appropriate setting for those questions.
No, it's not, because those settings are the ones that are behind closed doors. Those are the settings where nothing comes out. This is the proper setting, because you guys having these little meetings is the reason this issue happened. You had nobody checking you, and like he said, 98% of the people there are fucking you donated to Obama or Clinton. This is not. I was when the Mueller thing started, I was the one telling a lot of people on the right, calm down. It's not a witch hunt, but now, no, it is. This is what this is. There's no other way to. They're dumping people because of anti-president bias. This is ridiculous. And by the way, they've turned up nothing, and now they're on a fishing expedition.
And
Here's what I think.
Now they've just gotten to a point now where they're just putting the boots to the FBI. The FBI has been in rough shape. Like, I never thought there'd be a federal agency more hated than the CIA or the IRS.
Or the NSA.
The FBI has fallen very low into the rankings.
They've come a long way from Agent Mulder and Scully. I'll tell you that right now.
Ray, I think Peter Strzok, head of counterintelligence at the FBI, Peter Strzok, the guy who ran the Clinton investigation, did all the interviews, Peter Strzok, the guy who was running the Russian investigation at the FBI, Peter Strzok, Mr. Super Agent at the FBI, I think he's the guy who took the application to the FISA court. And if that happened, I mean, think if this happened, if you had the FBI working with a campaign, the Democrats' campaign, taken opposition research, dressing it all up and turning it into an intelligence document and taking it to the FISA court so they could spy on the other campaign, if that happened, that is as wrong as it gets. And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. You could clear it all up. You could clear it all up for all of us here, all the Congress who wants to know, and frankly, all of America who wants to know. You could clear it all up by release. We sent you a letter 2 days ago. Just release the application. Tell us what was in it. Tell us if I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. I think that's exactly what happened. And if it did, it is as wrong as it can be. And people who did that need to be held accountable.
Congressman, we will not hesitate to hold people accountable after there has been an
Never trust anyone with a haircut like that.
appropriate investigation, independent and objective, by the Inspector General.
You keep saying motherfuckers were saying that the Mueller thing was independent and objective, and he just proved you wrong.
It's clearly independent.
So no, there's no such thing. This is the entire thing is stacked with Obama and Hillary cronies.
You heard him say that 98% of that panel were pro-Clinton and Obama people, right?
Yes.
So that leaves 2% of people there working with Trump.
They were
Don't
Gary
worry.
Johnson guys.
It's fun. Jill Stein.
And Jill Stein.
Yeah, we got one guy on our committee that's basically believes crystals can heal AIDS. It's weird.
And he's the Gary Johnson guy. You should see the other one.
It's actually Gary Johnson. He's just been here getting high. He hasn't had a place to stay since the election.
Look, I'm still not sure that Jill Stein isn't two children in a trench coat, okay? So I don't fucking with their childish views on politics. It has, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure yet. So jury's still out. Fucking
Two children in a trench coat.
little rascals just fucking walking in there. Yes, I would like to be president.
And you hear somebody whispering in the coat.
Shh, ow, quiet, ow, stop it. One adult, please.
General into the handling of the prior matter, and based on that, I will look at all available remedies depending on what the.
What's wrong with this guy back here? The guy to be behind me to the right. What is wrong with him?
This looks like the weirdest. This looks like a DVD cover for the weirdest movie ever.
This is. No, let's keep going.
The facts are when they are found. As to the access to the dossier, that's something that is subject of ongoing discussion between my staff and the various intelligence committees.
There's nothing prohibiting you, Director. Is there anything prohibiting you from showing this committee what was presented to the FISA court? The application you all put together at the FBI that was presented to the FISA court. Is there anything preventing you from showing us that?
The time the gentleman has expired. The director
The time just ran out before he had to answer it.
can respond.
I do not believe that I can legally and appropriately share a FISA court submission with this committee.
Yes, you
I'm talking about what the FBI put together, not what the court had, what you took there, what was the process put together, what you presented, what you took to the court.
When I sign FISA applications, which I have to do almost.
I don't read them. Do you think I read them? Yeah. I don't read them, dude.
What am I? Some kind of investigator guy?
All right. Yeah, first off, today's Taco Tuesday, and in the commissary, we're fucking hanging out. If you think look, I put a tie on today because I have to, all right? You know what they call me? They call me Cool Director Chill Ray.
Yeah, bro, it's Casual Friday.
Yeah.
And you know what, dude? Quite frankly, I ain't no snitch.
Yeah, all right? It's Cash Fry, all right? And I got myself 2 tickets to go see the latest DC flick, so why don't you leave me be?
I'm not snitching on my FBI homies, SA.
It ain't happening, dude.
Almost every day of the week, they are all covered with a
urine.
Piss. God damn it. Same thing.
Classified information cover. So that's part of why
Director,
we
is
would
it
not
likely
be
that Peter
discussing it here.
Strzok? Is it likely that Peter Strzok played a part in the application presented?
I will not yield. I will not yield.
Sir, you need to yield.
All right, I'll yield.
To the FISA court?
The gentleman's time has expired. However, I do want to follow up on your last response to the gentleman. This committee, the House Judiciary Committee, has primary jurisdiction over the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court.
Yeah.
So any request for documents coming to any part of the Congress should include the House Judiciary Committee, and if it is classified in any way, shape, or form, it can be provided to us in a classified setting. But that is information that we are very much interested in.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, they're asking now. No, now they're going to push because he was right. They have to see it.
Very much want to receive.
Just a question to the chairman. Yeah, I don't think there's anything prohibiting the FBI from giving us what they used to put together what was taken to the FISA court. That's what we're asking for, and there is nothing prohibiting him from doing that.
I don't think there is either.
So try again, director.
Yeah, and that was his time. So this fishing expedition better end soon, because they have nothing credible. Even the stuff they have on Flynn is nothing. There's nothing.
We have more on Nickelodeon.
Yes,
than they have on.
there should
president.
be a FISA court investigation on him.
Yeah, why aren't they tapping their phones?
I don't know. Pizza place, I'm assuming.
Something. I don't know. Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess so.
All right, let's move on to the youngins that are growing up. Let's move on to the college campus. All right, I think we're gonna move on to that. What do you think?
Yeah, finally, people I can masturbate to.
Finally, you're right. So this
wait.
all boys school.
Oh wait. Well, yeah, I was gonna say probably better. Current college girls are gross.
Yeah,
Never
good
mind.
point. This is from one of my favorite sites, Campus Reform. Universities strive for Christmas-free campuses. Hold on.
Of course they are.
Sorry. Every time someone tries to fight Christmas, I fight back.
Is this your Bill O'Reilly crusade?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'm going to bang as many interns as I can. No. Oh, the other thing he did. Another Christmas season approaches. Colleges across the country are issuing their annual guidelines on how to make a season as inclusive as possible. Other schools encourage inclusive holiday decorating parties or hold annual tree lighting ceremonies. As another Christmas quickly approaches, colleges across the country are issuing their annual guidelines on how to make the season as inclusive as possible. That's important. At the University of Communist California, Irvine, for instance, individual departments are encouraged to focus on celebrating a special occasion instead of a specific holiday, suggesting they have year-end celebration or celebrate seasonal themes such as fall, winter, or spring. The California University also requests that academic departments ensure that office celebrations are not indirectly celebrating religious holidays.
God forbid.
Whoa. Science forbid.
You're right.
Suggesting that the display and diverse symbols representing a variety of faith traditions along with secular ones. The State of University of New York has issued similar guidance on culturally sensitive holiday decorations, even advising employees to consider a grab bag instead of Secret Santa.
Are you fucking serious?
It's
Come on, man.
You don't want to do Secret Scientist this year?
Santa's not religious, you fucking assholes. They're trying to fucking kill our culture, man. They're trying to kill it.
The Secret Santa gift shake says, keep decorations general and non-specific to any religion. Create a winter theme with light and color rather than religious icons. Or include decorations from all cultural traditions representing your department. So if a Muslim one's going to be, a truck? The guidelines add saying the holiday season should be... and the Jewish one is Chinese food?
Please, guys, whatever you do, do not put little Christmas decorations on the fucking security barricades.
Similarly, Ohio University put out a guide on holiday expenditures, noting that decorations cannot be purchased with university funds, but that any decorations displayed in the public areas should be secular in nature.
Good, nice. Secular decoration, cops walking around looking like fucking black ops military squads. This country's just becoming so nice to live in.
Jingle, gender, jingle, all the zer. It's gender-neutral Christmas songs.
I am done negotiating with these people. I'm done.
Susan, the pink-haired feminist.
Round them up and put them in camps.
And if they try to fight you, we'll turn them into lamps. What?
See you later, Twitch.
No. We're talking about SJWs. Similarly, Ohio University put out a guide on holidays. Sorry. The same paragraph mentions campus policy 42501. That's my favorite, which pertains to the safe and appropriate use of decorations. Yet the policy contains no provisions on requiring secular themed decorations, and the university does not respond to campus reform. Meanwhile, Life University is sponsoring a holiday decorating contest, but will judge participants on inclusiveness or how the decorations are respectful to all the religions. Okay, if I was in that thing, I would have the biggest cross of Jesus. That's all it would be. And be like, this is mine.
Yeah, and I mean massive.
It would be ridiculous.
Life-size replica.
Yeah. Eastern Connecticut is a public liberal arts university, so it's like not a real school, is offering students a chance to participate in an inclusive holiday decorating party, where numerous other institutions have omitted the word Christmas from their annual tree lighting ceremonies.
Why can't these assholes fucking bond over something? Why can't they be like Jim Jones? Just rent a tent, bond like that.
Among them is Mercus University, a Catholic college in Pennsylvania, which refers to its celebration as an annual holiday tree lighting. It's a Catholic college.
All right. Come on, man. Is that not... Can we admit now that we've reached a point of self-parody?
Yeah. Not to be outdone, the University of Alabama student newspaper ran an editorial attacking President Trump for returning a nativity scene to the White House grounds, calling the move disrespectful. Bringing back the nativity scene is a slap in the face to the remaining religions thriving within America. The editorial declared, placing the nativity scene on the grounds of the most important house in the United States is sending the message that their president forgets who do not practice Christianity. Mercus University had initially described its annual tree lighting as a holiday tree lighting, but after campus reform reporting, the school changed the name to the Christmas tree lighting. So at least the Catholic one switched back. However...
I still hate it. I hate you. I hate all of you. I hate you. I hate the left.
The University of Alabama, this is during the Obama administration, the use of the nativity scene depicting the birth of Jesus was banned from the White House grounds. Yeah, because he was a communist. However, our current president believes that bringing back the tradition of using this holiday decoration... What is wrong with it? Okay, let me run this by you fucking idiots. He's the president, right? So right now it's his house,
Not
right?
my president.
Well, he's mine. And he's yours too. And he that's his house, right? And if he is a Christian or practicing, he can be whatever he wants. He's allowed to decorate his home however the fuck he wants. All right? Yes, America was founded on Christian principles, which can still be remembered through the national anthem. However, that was over 200 years ago. Yeah, so was slavery, but you guys don't get over it. The same values individuals held back then they're revered today due to our constantly changing society. America has morphed into a more elegant society in which women have equal rights. African American. What does this have to do with the nativity scene?
But here's the problem, right? Then they go, oh, yeah, well, you could recognize our Christian heritage through the national anthem. But then you get this fucking shit yanked from the fucking... You get Christmas yanked, but then you're also running another concurrent war where you're trying to get it taken out of the national anthem. So stop. Stop being intellectually dishonest with me. I'm not even a Christian, but for fuck's sake, can we stop attacking every traditional fucking thing that we have in this country, every institution? Oh, take all of it down and replace it with postmodern steel and glass, soulless bullshit.
As someone who's not a Christian, Trump's decision to bring back the nativity scene is not a smart one. As a president of the United States, he should remain neutral figure during the holiday seasons rather than putting the Christian religion on national pedestal. Rather than trying to keep the peace, it seems. Yeah, it's his fault that other people do crazy things. Like, I love that. Like, Chelsea Handler blamed him for California being on fire. Like, you guys will blame this guy for anything.
Is that a Christmas tree? Like, literally? Like, you're, like, literally committing genocide. Yeah, maybe, of trees. Other than that...
I don't think they fucking mind. And trust me, if it could be you, we'd do that. So, you know, you're lucky it's trees. How about that, you fucking assholes? All right, why don't we show? We got to go to break because we have a guest second hour.
Yeah, paypal.me/merch comedy, patreon.com /we're not sorry. I'm sorry, you have both /we're not sorry. I'm sorry, I slipped and put my own one out there. We're not sorry is everything.
Yeah.
Subscribe, share, like everything. Coming up second hour, we're going to have Tasha Rose of Radical Mothering. See you in a little bit. Orlando, Florida, a city known for its theme parks and resorts. But peace is threatened as a wave of crime has turned this once beautiful vacation destination into a haven for gangs, thugs, and terrorists.
I need backup! Home nightclub! Shots fired! Shots fired!
When an LGBT hotspot is shot up and dozens are killed, Two detectives may be this city's only hope to unravel a conspiracy of corruption that goes all the way to the nation's most powerful elite.
This is Grizzly.
Hey, Lopez. Look, it's called Pulse Nightclub. Hey, I bet
Don't. Seriously, dude, just don't. Not now.
When the city finds itself gripped with fear and under attack, Mersh and Lopez keep a cool head as they attempt to unravel the mystery.
I believe these men were targeted simply because they were homosexual. This is a hate crime.
Gross.
It is gross, partner. Targeting people out of hate like that?
No, I meant the gay stuff. That's pretty gross. These two no-nonsense cops are about to find themselves dragged into a world of political intrigue and international terrorism, and they may be the only hope to save the world.
I got a morgue full of dead bodies with neon mesh tank tops, a dead suspect, and no motive. The mayor is on my ass.
There's more to this case than we're seeing, LT. I think it's terrorism.
I agree with Lopez, Chief. It's definitely terrorism. We're dealing with a bigger fish here. As they uncover clues with their incomparable police cop work, Mersh and Lopez get closer to the real masterminds.
Seems like Mateen's phone had some kind of encryption software. It bricked itself.
Damn. So we're screwed, huh?
Well, I managed to get one file off the phone. GPS coordinates that lead to Washington, D.C.
Comet Ping Pong Pizza. Never heard of it.
Feel like grabbing a slice, partner?
Yeah, a slice
of justice. Yeah, I know. You say it every time.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing.
Yeah, cool. Can leaving now be our thing? Because it's a long drive to D.C.
Coming up next week, Orlando's best detectives are still trying to get to the truth behind the deadliest attack in their city's history. Mersh and Lopez follow a lead that takes them all the way to the nation's capital. But will their case be derailed as they discover a child sex trafficking ring inside of a pizza place? Find out next week on an all-new Revenge of the Sis, Mondays at 4, followed by an all-new Nazi lawyer, only on USA Network. USA, what are you gonna do, watch TBS? Hey guys, it's Mersh and Royce here, and we would like to take a moment to shill like the unprincipled whores that we are. Thank you all for making Revenge of the Sis one of the fastest growing podcasts out there. Having such outspoken, passionate fans spreading the word about our show makes the work that we do that much more rewarding.
You can help us continue growing by doing the following things. Become a direct contributor by going to patreon.com/we're-not-sorry. You can choose a one-time donation or recurring one. Every penny helps. It helps us produce quality programming we bring you every week. Also, please subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, and make sure you leave a review on iTunes. All three of these things are extremely important and help us in the court of public perception. And most importantly, tell a friend about Revenge of the Sis. Sure, you probably can't tell your normie boss or your significant other's blue-pilled mom, but everyone knows a person who would like our show. Tell that person about us and help us make a new fan. Seriously, don't be a dick, get us some clicks.
And please follow our wonderful friends at Facebook, the Mad American Network, the Unapologetic Canadian, Social Justice Warriors, and you can always find us hanging out in the Space Right group on Facebook. Once again, from the bottom of our cold black hearts, thank you for supporting us and making this such an amazing experience.
In a world where our very way of life seems to be under attack from all sides, and our freedoms are slowly being ripped away, Guns for Tards is fighting the good fight to help protect America from its enemies by advocating Second Amendment rights for our nation's most vulnerable and often overlooked citizens, the mentally challenged. Our founding fathers believed that a well-armed, trained, and educated citizenry was the key to a free and prosperous society. But Meatloaf also said 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We believe that Tards are our second-to-last line of defense against ISIS, and we at Guns for Tards aim to provide the means and the programs to give proper training and resources to Tards in your area, helping to make the country a safer place. There are over 40 million mentally challenged Americans living today, and by 2020, we plan to arm at least 10% of them. We want to get as many guns in the hands of as many Tards as we can. But we won't be able to do it without your help. So please, pledge your help today. Armatard. It's not that hard. Go to www.gunsfortards.com for more information, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter by searching for Guns for Tards.
Gunsfortards.com. Gunsfortards.com. Extra rounds for folks with downs, helping to protect your town. Gunsfortards.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
And now a woman who knows about shaming firsthand, supermodel Gigi Hadid.
All right, everyone enjoying themselves? How's that filet mignon? You know, we're all here for a really important reason. Because everyone
Randy, we've got a problem.
What?
Reality's here. He's trying to crash the party. Reality? Who let him in? Shit! Ooh, nice wine, huh? What do you think of that? You know what I think of your pretty flowers? There you go. How do you like that?
All right, buddy, let's go.
I shit on all of you.
Seagal?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! Give me that, you stupid bitch. What a lovely charity event. I suppose you're all feeling pretty good about yourselves, hmm? What have you done? You've raised $300 by spending $500,000 on filet mignon and crystal glasses. Look at you, Vin dipshit. You say fat shaming is wrong, so in response you show off your abs. You're the one fat shaming, idiot! What's the matter with you people? You're sad that people are mean? Well, I'm sorry. The world isn't one big liberal arts college campus. We eat too much. We take our spoiled life for granted. Feel a little bad about it sometimes. No. You want to put all your shit up on the internet and have every single person say, hooray for you. Fuck you. You're all pricks.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis. Thanks for staying with us, guys. Normally it would be open line Fridays, but it is not yet because we have a guest.
We do have a guest. That's right. We'll be joined in just a moment by self-proclaimed radical feminist Tasha Rose. She does a blog, and she also does some video stuff called Radical Mothering. And to give you some background, basically, I was introduced to the topic of trans exclusionary radical feminism, which is a subsect of feminists who are sort of pushing back against this whole trans politics movement. You know what I mean? Like I'm really a woman because I identify as one and stuff like that. And they take exception to it. Anyway, I was looking for somebody to have on the show, and I found a group where I think it was a bunch of trans people that were screaming and reeing about this young lady. And I was like, well, I often have people reeing about me. Perhaps we'll get along. So we reached out. Tasha Rose joining us from Radical Mothering. What's up? How we doing?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Doing great.
Doing great. Happy to have you on. So you agreed to come on, although albeit cautiously, because I'm sure you catch a lot of stuff as we do on the internet. So it is cool of you to come on. Now, you don't seem like a typical radical feminist. I guess we'll start with that.
I guess I kind of am not. That's probably why. So I went to a Catholic women's college and, got my feminist education there. And when this whole trans thing started blowing up a few years ago, I started asking questions and fell upon radical feminism, which is basically what I just know to be as feminism. And I got called a TERF, and I didn't know what a TERF was. I was like, what's that? I've since learned that they call basically anybody who's critical of gender theory a TERF. So you can be a feminist or not and get called a TERF. So
well,
there you go.
That seems kind of like a hateful slur.
I think I might be a TERF.
Yeah, I think I'm a TERF too.
You probably are. It's meant to be a slur, or it's used as a slur anyway. It's kind of a misnomer. It means trans exclusionary radical feminist. And it's really a misnomer because radical feminists don't exclude anybody unless you have a penis. So, because that's basically what feminism is for and by women, for the liberation of women. And the first time I heard clip, I was just like, what? And I think a lot of gender critical people have come to understand what radical feminism is because of being called a TERF. So,
wouldn't you? I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't you kind of be more described, though? I guess as a classical feminist. Like,
I think so. Second wave, definitely.
And that's like the feminism that feminism has got a really ugly connotation to that word now.
It really does.
Because of the pussy hats and the cocks knock locks and, fat women with their titties out at, Main Street when kids are walking by at a protest. So I think there's sort of that element of it. So you say you learned feminism at a Catholic college. So I'm pretty sure, like, as you said, it's more of a second wave form of, like, if anything, it's the classic equality issue, not just screaming at people. Which seems to be
right. It's not. I just watched a video yesterday. Shoe on Head had a video where she it was all about how she hates TERF, and I thought that was so funny. I'm like, in watching all of the right wing videos that I watch on YouTube, I've understood that there's a real disconnect in understanding that there is more than one wave of feminists, and then even with the label of TERF, there's kind of a misunderstanding of what's going on here, and who she's describing are really SJWs, but there are a section of radical feminists who really are the man-hating, screeching, wear their hair cut short. I mean, it's just like, funny colors and hate everything and blame everything on the patriarchy. Well, I'm not that kind of feminist. I believe in personal responsibility, and I'm a stay-at-home mother of 6 children, and I homeschool them. I mean, I'm very clearly not blaming patriarchy for anything. I'm married to a man who I love, who I don't think is a rapist because we have sex. So there are some subsections of feminists that really do go off that end, and I think that's what, between them and what SJW feminists, intersectional feminists, have portrayed, that's women like me get thought of as, well, you're not really a feminist, are you? Well, yeah, I kind of am, and we talked about the name of my channel, Radical Mothering. I think that reason is a radical thing now.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I chose the name for the channel, because just like cutting through all of the promo crap that we're fed via liberal leftist media now, it's insane. And so to get to reasoned, rational thought these days, you have to go to a radical place with it, So.
No, yeah, and I agree. And now circling back to what we were talking about with the transgender people, are you hardline that there's only 2 genders and that's it?
Well, I am, yeah, and really, I define. I use the word sex. I don't use the word gender because I think that we have. For so long, gender was used as a synonym for sex, and now it's not. So we have gender and we have sex, and they are not the same thing. Sex is not changeable. Gender has existed for millennia throughout societies and cultures, etc. But it's always changeable. But sex is not changeable, and you can't. There's no way around it. So yeah, so I'm very hardlined about it. Yeah.
No, good. You're in good company because we feel the same way. But it seems to me like you're trying to take the word feminist back from where it's gone to.
Absolutely. I do not, in most ways, agree with the way third wave feminism has portrayed being an empowered woman. Like you mentioned, women with their chests bared on the streets. How is that empowerment to walk around and then complain when people are catcalling you? I don't understand the disconnect here. How self-objectification is empowerment. I think that they need a dictionary and to relearn what these words mean, because that's not empowerment. And you can say to me all you want, well, it's my choice. But if you're really understanding feminist theory, and if you've studied feminist theory, a lot of feminists will tell you that there is no actual choice under patriarchal oppression. Mm-hmm. Now, there's room for argument there because there's nuance in everything, of course, but there's no room for the nuance in either camp, really.
Well, and that's a good point. I mean, I feel like, going back to what I was saying about things getting run into the ground and getting mislabeled now, the word patriarchy has been overused like the word Nazi and like the word racist and like the word just to the point where everybody has blamed all of their problems on it. So now any valid arguments against these things are now getting dismissed in a sense, because you got people, racism is very real and it affects black people in this country. But because so many black people go, my racism, you go, all right, guy, like, when do you start taking So now all cases of real racism, like I've got cousins that are cops that are like, that guy probably did it. And you're like, well, you don't know. You know what I mean? You're just, you're looking at an old case and you're just, so now the patriarchy is another word that I almost like, I'll admit it almost makes me cringe.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there are valid gripes that one could make, like she said, with some nuance. And I go, okay, I can see your point there. But when somebody's just screaming at you in front of a McDonald's, like on the way to work, the patriarchy, and you're like, I'm just going to work, lady. I got kids. I got things to do. You're killing me here.
Yeah, I totally agree, and it does get overused, I think, by a lot of, and I understand that the anger where a lot of these women come from. I have been there myself. I have left abusive relationships. I came out of an abusive family. I grew up in poverty. Like I understand where a lot of these women are coming from, but I also believe in personal responsibility, and I put myself through college, and I got out of my family situation. I don't speak to my family anymore. I got out of my family situation, put myself through college, left abusive relationships, and made a person of myself independent of men, and if I can do it, and from the socioeconomic background that I'm from, and whatnot, I think that pretty much anybody can do it. And we live in a country where that is possible. Yes, there are some structural things that do get in some people's way, but we're pretending that there's this big pillar in our way all the time, and we're just standing in front of the pillar, circling around it, saying, "Oh, there's this pillar in my way," instead of just turning around. That's how I feel about it.
That's a good point. And okay, I have another question for you. What do you think of the gender pay gap? Real or not?
Not real.
Okay. See, you see, it's
this
like
whole radical feminist label may not be suiting you. You just,
more like a
radical video. I did do a disavowal video, so
yeah, I think feminist fits her about as much as fascist fits me.
Yeah, it's
you know
like,
what I mean?
it's
like it's just get called things, and you're like, all right, cool. I guess I'm not. I just disagree with you. That's all.
Yeah.
It just sounds like anybody who now goes, nah, I may disagree with that a little bit. Oh my God, shut it down. Put him in a camp, and you're like, okay, I was just
sorry.
I wasn't even saying. Take my idea and institute it. Was just okay. Never mind. I won't speak. But now, how do you? We were talking a little bit off the air about this, and I think everybody in this room and on the line are kept passionate about this issue. Gender reassignment for children. Oof. Like this is becoming like an epidemic in this.
It really is. Yeah, I don't really care what adults do to their bodies. Mm-hmm. I don't at all. I question it. I question the psychology behind it and all. But at the end of the day, you're an adult. Do whatever you want to do with your body. Imposing all of this onto children, though, is unfathomable to me. I can't understand why a parent would look at their beautiful, perfect son or daughter and go, well, no, we need to fix that. It's crazy crazy to me.
There's a downright, almost like Joseph Mengele level insidiousness to it. You know what I mean? Like it's like you said, if you're an adult and you go, look, I'm gonna have my dick lobbed off and I want to make some titties. You know what? It's like, okay, like you said, I'm gonna go. Do you really want to do that? But I'm not gonna make you. Look, it's America. I'm a libertarian. I can't turn around and betray my own ordeal, my own values by having you locked up. But I can disagree with it. But man, it's like I read one or two stories, like fringe stories, like a year ago. And now it's being normalized. It was like these, one or two extreme cases, and it would make the front page like, whoa, they're transitioning this 10-year-old. I just read a story now. It's, I think it's in New Zealand, where they're doing it to a 4-year-old.
A 4-year-old?
There's a big to-do here in Minnesota, and I won't name names at all because I don't want to be slapped with anything. But there's a family here who went after one of our schools here local where I live. I'm in St. Paul, and he went after one of our schools because his 5-year-old was trans, and a 5-year-old son transitioning to a daughter, and this guy knew nothing about the actual school or anything. It's crazy, and they just ended up fleecing the school of couple $100,000, I think it was, over a big lawsuit. And now they've got our Department of Education. I went and testified at the Department of Education this past June, I think it was, June 19th. And the Department of Education is now adopting this policy that teachers are being requested to abide. And it's not a mandate right now, it's a suggestion. And I'm like, well, it's a foothold for a mandate. Inside this thing, it says, well, you need to call children what they say they need to be called. And if you don't, there'll be disciplinary action. And the Human Rights Commissioner sat in that meeting and said, look, it's not compelled speech, but if you don't call kids what they want to be called and use the pronouns they want to be used, you will face disciplinary action. If you're a teacher, admin, students, whoever, there's going to be discipline. And it's like, you can't do this with children. I mentioned in a video I did earlier today, my kid was Batman for a week.
Yeah.
5-year-old kids change their mind about what they want to eat when you're in the middle of making what they ask you for. It's like, this is crazy. And to follow the whim of a child, you're supposed to be guiding a child as to what is right and what is wrong, not imposing your need to feel special on them. And that's really what this ends up amounting to, is that a parent's need to feel special. There's a Dr. Aaron Soft or something. I'll have to find the name exactly for you. But she is on video claiming that pre-verbal children who will rip bows out of their hair or not play with certain toys, that they are giving you clues that they're trans. Like, that's basically every one of my children.
It is, and I agree with you. And it's one thing to do something when, you're an adult and all that. But, these kids haven't even developed a full frontal cortex yet. Like, right. And they like I said, when I was that kid, I thought I was an astronaut, like, or Yeti one week. Like, it doesn't, you cannot make life-altering decisions, because that's what it goes to. I mean, they're giving kids hormone blockers now. That's really dangerous, because no matter what they say, they don't know what the outcome of that is. And then if the kid changes their mind, then they're screwed for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and they like to say that it's just a stop to give kids time to think, but it's not. It damages their bodies. And Jazz Jennings is a prime example of that. Everybody knows now, this poor kid, the whole wide world knows that his penis didn't grow, and now they can't create a neo-vagina for him.
Yeah.
And this is what puberty blockers are doing. They're sterilizing children. And really, you mentioned, oh gosh, I just lost it. One of the eugenics, whoever you mentioned before. Sorry, I've got a phone call. Okay. Oops, there we go. It's basically eugenics. We're committing gay eugenics on children, and the trans community likes to say that the desisting rate is a lie, but they like to say a whole bunch of things are a lie. They like to say biology is a lie. They like to say biology is a Western construct. Well, if that's the case, then so is gravity,
Yeah.
But
well, Isaac Newton was a racist, so we should probably, just disavow everything he ever discovered about things falling straight to the ground.
they're basically committing gay eugenics. A lot of these kids are going to end up who end up becoming gay adults. And if you're ruining the potential future sex life of this child, their potential ability to reproduce someday, you're committing eugenics, period. And they don't see it that way because it's all wrapped in a rainbow.
And it's funny to me that the same people that are like, don't test on animals, man, are literally testing fucking things on children. They're not giving hormone blockers to monkeys first. They're giving them to kids. Like, it's that's child abuse. There's no other word for that but child abuse.
Yeah, the only people I want in my country taking hormone blockers are my MMA fighters, my pro wrestlers, and anybody else that's on steroids. But other than that,
it's the entire Russian Olympic team. But no, I mean it's this weird, and again going back to this, science. You're going to deny science? The climate's changing. All right, cool. The climate's changing. Gender's a social construct. No, fuck you. You don't get to decide that. You don't get to just throw science in my face, Bill Nye, and then have some sort of weirdo rap about it. And then it's science because Bill Nye said it? No, thank you.
And also, if you truly believe that that climate change is real, but that gender is also a spectrum, doesn't it hurt your credibility with the climate change stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
I've said that in testimony that I've given before legislators and the Department of Education. I have said exactly that this is the climate change denial of the left. This is their cognitive dissonance with regard to science. And this is coming from somebody who has been a diehard liberal since I could vote. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be 38 years old in January, and I have always voted for Democrats. Always. I'm never going to vote for a Democrat again, as far as I can see, because of this kind of purity politics nonsense. Where if you say, sorry, science kind of matters, they're like, well, your science is old. Why don't you learn something new? Well, you read all the things that they throw at you, and with the education, you don't need an education in this to know how to read and have some reading comprehension, And so also the same Harvard study at you that's not actually a study and doesn't say what they think it says and say, see, this says so. And I'm like, it doesn't say what you think it says, and you still can't change your biology. So what are you trying to prove here? Do whatever you want, but you're still female or male at the end of the day.
What's scary to me is that identity politics is infiltrating legit things that used to be science, and that's the problem. I mean, it's people on. I mean, this gender dysmorphia used to be a mental disease, and they took it off of there because of social reasons. That's weird. It's weird to me that science should be a field where you should never have to bow to political pressures. The facts are the facts. And the facts are that genetically your chromosomes determine if you're a male or a female. That's it. There's intersex, if you have a deformity, but that's it. There's no other options to choose from.
Right, and they try to throw intersex at you as a gotcha, but intersex has nothing to do with it, first of all. And they're erasing intersex people by claiming that trans and intersex are the same thing when they're not. And they don't know enough about intersex when they intersex people. You're still either male or female when you're intersex. You just have a disorder of sexual development. And if you've got a Y chromosome in there somewhere, you're male. Like that's the science, and it doesn't take a biology degree or a psychology degree to understand that.
Yeah, and I mean, well, you're bringing up basically a tactic that is used very much in the SJW crowd and on the left, which is take the absolute worst case scenario that only happens in 2% of cases and present that as a mainstream thing that's happening every day. So they take with abortion, they go, well, what about in cases where the mother's going to die and the baby's going to die and the whole hospital's going to explode? And you're like, okay, I get that, but that's literally, less than 5%. So what I want to talk about is why are all these bitches out there just getting abortions all willy-nilly? I don't mind if the baby or the mom, I understand self-preservation. If somebody tells you having this baby will kill you, but it's only been a month, you could get taken care of. I understand that situation, but just like with the trans stuff, they're like, what about intersex? And you're talking about a genetic deformity that happens in a very small fraction of people, but now you want to apply it as this broad stroke and go, well, that's why we're doing this. Okay, well, what's up with all the other cases of it?
Right.
It's whataboutism, and it's goalpost moving too. Like, they can't make their claim by just intellectual honesty. So they have to go, well, look, you know, and it just doesn't work because you can blow it apart. It's like, come at me with a real, like, I'm open. If there is something out there that says, yes, you have XY chromosomes and you can change them and be XX, or you have XX and become XY, or you could even make yourself intersex, then show me that. I'll read it. And if it says that, and it's been peer-reviewed and duplicated and accepted, then fine, I've changed my position. But until that day comes, then you've got that ridiculous quote-unquote biology teacher who posted that big rant. I don't know if you guys saw it last year. And she's like, well, I'm a biology teacher, and how about all of these other animals in the animal kingdom? Not one of them was a mammal.
Yeah, no.
Like, none of these animals reproduce dimorphically. So what is your point, really? You know? You can't just move a goalpost because you can't intellectually defend your position.
I think the SJW crowd just figured out their own version of "you hate our troops."
Yeah.
Remember when the right would always, I guess you just hate our troops. Well, no, I just don't think we should be in the Middle East all the time blowing shit up. I don't hate our troops. Like, it's just the left figured out their own, so you hate gays. And you're like, I didn't say that. Nobody said that. And they just turn it around, and it turns into, you're like, fine, turn your kid into a girl, I guess. I don't want to fight with you.
We get accused of that all the time. We get accused of hating them, wanting them to die, you know, thinking that they don't actually exist. And I defy, and I say this all the time, anytime somebody else brings it up and comes after attacking me, I defy you to show me where I have said I hated trans people, where I have said I think that they should die and are deserving of violence. You know, all of these ridiculous claims that they make instead of making an intellectual argument. You know, it's insane. But and instead of making an intellectual argument, they'll say I say all of these things, and not just me, other women too. They say we say all of these things, and then they send us rape and death threats. You know, so
yeah, it just happened with that the porn star, the porn
Right.
actress who died. I mean, you know, we discussed, you know, obviously people overreacted and said, oh, these trolls killed her, and it's like, well, no, there were many factors, but those people were being absolutely vile to her.
Yeah,
and they're supposedly these, you know, the moral
hate.
high ground people,
Yeah.
the no hate crowd. Literally, the no hate crowd drove somebody to suicide.
That's bad. Now you said you have what, 6 children?
6, yep.
Okay, are you worried about them going into higher learning, considering where all the bias leads to, and where all these universities now make people recognize 36 genders?
I'm not, because from the day they're born, we've taught them you can express yourself however you want to, wear what you want to wear, play with what you want to play with. I'm making a doll for my 2-year-old son right now for Christmas. You know, he wants a doll, and I'm making him one. And you know, we've got dolls, and we've got cars, and we've got building blocks, and every toy belongs to everybody in this house. Mm-hmm. And my children are free to express themselves, but they know concretely that they are boys and they are girls. And they know that boys have penises and testicles by name, too. We don't play around with stupid pet names for genitals in our house either. You know, they know what their body parts are by name, and they're able to say this about themselves. And, you know, something I wanted to make mention of with regard to that is when we don't teach our children what their bodies are and the parts that belong to them and teach them bodily autonomy, they are set up for predation. You know, you were talking about pedophilia in your first segment, and this is all so tied in. It's insane to me. And I actually have a friend who was like, you've been talking about mainstream pedophilia for years now, Tasha, and I thought you were kind of crazy about it. And now look at what's happening. And I was like, yeah, because I was paying attention. But when we don't teach children the names of their body parts and that penises and testes belong to boys and vulvas and vaginas belong to girls, they're set up for predation. And then if they can't name it on an adult human who might be hurting them, how are we supposed to manage that relationship? How are they supposed to set boundaries? And how are they supposed to stay safe from pedophilia? You know?
And I think that what happened is that they, in my opinion at least, the leftists basically took all the rules out because they were everyone's free, and they took all the rules out, but they didn't fill it with anything. And there's no moral anything, at least in my opinion. It's like, it's a conundrum, like you were saying earlier. It's like women should be able to walk outside with their tits out, but at the same time, if men look at their tits, they're rapists. It's like, well, come on, like. They make impossible rules that you don't even realize you broke until you've broken them, and then they'll change the rules or move the goalposts, like you said. And I think that's my biggest fear is that there's not even a set societal norm for anything anymore. And that's how people in Hollywood got away for it so long. That's how fucking people in Nickelodeon still are. It's the way it's set up.
So I got speaking of Nickelodeon, I got two questions. First, quick question: do you let the kids watch Nickelodeon?
We don't have a television.
Oh, my girl. I love it. Number two, I was going to ask, you still doing the like Sunday church thing? Like you bring the kids, bundle them all
We
up
do. We go to a UU, but I actually dread. So we go to Unitarian Universalist. I grew up Catholic. I'm a Catholic. But we're also pagan. My husband grew up in the pagan community here locally in Minnesota. And we kind of just raise our children very ecumenically, but with values. We have a family value system that we follow, and it's actually listed. It's not our rule board; it's our family values, and they're listed and framed and hung in our living room. But we do go to a UU. I am looking forward to the day that we don't. There are lots of reasons why we still do, and but they very much push the trans narrative, and it's very, very, very difficult for me to not rage at church on Sundays.
Yeah,
and other that comes up.
Now, I wasn't aware of that. So they're pushing that narrative in the church?
They do, and it was really a big deal in June. Because it's Pride Month, they excuse me, they had a sermon, and I've gone back and listened to it a couple of times. And the woman speaking, she literally said, "Turn your brains off," and I was like,
"What?"
I don't know how you do that. How do you turn your brain off when you are asked to accept something? Like, we're made to discern what is right and what is honest and what is truthful. And if you turn your brain off, you can't do that. And you're open and ripe for basically infiltration of your brain, you know?
Yeah, but you're Catholic, though. They're starting to get a little soft with the PC crowd, too.
They are, in fact, I'm going to a Catholic conference on Monday at the University of St. Thomas, and there's actually a counter-protest going on with some students and some faculty. And it should be an interesting day. I'm pretty stoked to go. So we'll see. The Pope has said that it's a problem. So I don't know how much people revere the Pope anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Russian Orthodox. I'm telling you.
We're going to a Russian Orthodox person's house tonight.
Oh, nice. See, yeah, I'm telling you. I'm looking into that. Like, for real, legit. I've been looking into them. They're, they got a couple pros. Like every other church, I guess some pros and cons.
Right.
You got to start weighing them out.
One is you have to be in the Russian mafia.
But yeah, exactly. And I got to have back tattoos, and I got to have one of those track suits.
Yeah.
And I got to squat while I
Does it
smoke
count that when I was in 6th grade, I thought that I was the reincarnated Princess Anastasia? Because that could get me in, right?
Yeah, no, that's easy, but now I have to refer to you as that because you decided as a child you were that.
Yeah, but you know what? Your parents weren't retarded, and they didn't make you the head of a country just because it was your dream and go, well, she can run the country.
Yeah.
Don't be fucking biased. Don't be a bigot. Okay? She's dreaming of being Anastasia. She's going to lead us to greatness.
All right. Now I know another place where my parents misstepped, so I'll just talk to them.
But would you agree, though, that maybe, like, even going to a Unitarian thing, right? But aside from them now getting in with the PC programming, isn't there some sort of a value in just the ritual of making your kids get dressed every Sunday, get up and like look nice and go together to a place, like any place, even if you just got up and went to a Chick-fil-A and just made everybody be polite for 2 hours?
Yeah. And, well, I mean, it would start with if people just raise their children to be polite in the first place, But we definitely do, and we're not. Excuse me. we don't always make it because we've got a lot of things going on. But when we do, we really make a point to. We've got our muffins and our breakfast in the morning to bring with us, and everybody gets dressed, and this is your buddy. This is who you're in charge of helping in the morning, so the younger and the older kids, and the process of where we go park even when we go to church is all part of that, getting us and going with the family.
Radical mothering, running a tight ship.
Yeah.
Have to.
So what do you promoting the most?
Yes.
Right now, where do you want us to get all of the people? I've posted your links and stuff, so you should. Wait, do you have a Twitter? It's the only thing I don't have you on.
I do have a Twitter, and it's all gender critical too. It's at Tasha Rose.
Okay.
So that's my Twitter. If you've directed everybody to my social media already, that's where they can find me. I've got a whole list of things that I'm working on to get posted on the blog and the YouTube channel. So hopefully I can get my poop in a pile here pretty soon and get things going. It's been a crazy we've just started homeschooling again this year. 2 of my kids are still in public school, and then the younger 4 we're homeschooling indefinitely. And so it's just adjusting with schedule and whatnot. It's been difficult to get videos out on a regular basis, but working on it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I mean, yeah, if you ever if you have anything to promote, you want to come on, we would like to put you on what we call our bench, as they say.
Yeah,
so that whenever we just want to have like some frequent recurring guests, and this has been really awesome.
Yeah.
Tasha Rose of Radical Mothering. We're posting the links all in the chat. But yeah, everybody, I'm hoping will begin finding you. I think you've already got some followers throughout the show. So
yeah. I just saw my Twitter go off a few times.
Thank you so much, Tasha. We really, really appreciate it. Can't wait to have you on again.
Guys.
Take care.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Tasha Rose, everybody.
Oh, she was great.
That was fucking awesome. I didn't know
Yeah.
she was a fucking second wave feminist. I didn't know we were just going to have a logical, normal, traditional woman on
More
the
like
show.
radical red-pilled mother.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, I know. She's got some fucking fans in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Not even in a creepy way, because we have a lot of female listeners. Just everybody's like, oh, I like this chick. So hopefully she'll get
But
some,
ironically, most of our female listeners are lesbians, which is weird, right?
But it's at Tasha Rose on Twitter. You can look her up, Tasha Rose, not under people, but under pages on Facebook. And then it's Radical Mothering. If you just type that into the YouTube search bar, that will take you to Tasha Rose's YouTube page, and we'll put it up in the video and blah, blah, and all that good stuff. That's good.
Yeah, she was great.
That's fucking, we've been nailing it all week.
Yeah,
This has been great.
fucking
We have
Jesus.
had no shitty guests.
That's a good point.
This has been a pretty good week. This is pretty tight. So, but yeah, I totally expected something that I did not get.
What?
With her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's sort of her thing. I think
Yeah.
she's she'll be like, you go, oh, okay, you read the description, you're like, let's get this whack job on. And she comes on, you're like, oh, yeah.
I really like her. I can't wait to have
great.
her on again.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's now good, because we needed to fucking mix it up like a little bit. We got too many sausages running around on this show, Skyping in, and that's great. We got some great, people on our bench, but
we're hoping for
we gotta have some traditional women and normal, like, come on, man, this is looking like a white guy sausage fest on this
We're
show.
hoping really hard to get our idol Lauren Southern on. That is
Lauren Southern.
We're trying, okay?
She's not going to be on our bench, obviously, but we need to get, she's not going to come on every week, but just get her on one time would be great.
Yeah.
And we need a black guy.
Yeah, Sean White, if we could get him.
The snowboarder?
No.
Sean King, you mean?
Oh, I meant Sean King. Sorry. Sorry, they look so much alike. I couldn't tell because they're both white guys.
They're both white guys.
I get them confused all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's snowboarding. That's my cousin. He that snowboarder. He had that video game.
Oh, is that how you think he talks? Sean King talks? Do you think he talks like an
like,
He tries really hard to sound black
Hey,
now?
what up, dog? Yo, let me tell you something, man.
And the other black is like, why are you talking to me like that?
Man, that motherfucking po-po
I am
always be
so
just-
much blacker than
just
you.
be
Why are you
blasting
talking to
on
me?
motherfuckers?
Why are you... We went to the same school.
And
it was a
his-
nice neighborhood,
and his,
Sean.
And his assistant's like, yeah, he doesn't talk like that when he's in the car.
Sean King actually talks like the way 80s comedians made white guys sound.
Seriously. Yes, my name is Sean King, and I'd like a latte, please.
I'm using a calculator like a white guy. Speaking of our girl, Lauren Southern.
Stink, Sean King.
Salon magazine. Alt-right women are upset that alt-right men are treating them terribly.
Yeah. I'm going to pull this up, too, because I want to look at this as we do it. Oh, yeah, you forgot you do it on
And
screen.
I want to look at...
She's, this was... Lauren Southern's taking a lot of fucking unnecessary heat right now.
Well, it's not a video, but I'll read it. There's trouble brewing in MAGA world as prominent women in the alt-right are upset that white nationalists are being misogynistic towards them. Women in the alt-right are consistently harassed by low-level anonymous trolls trying to put us in our place, self-described ethno-nationalist Tara McCarthy wrote on Twitter Sunday. In a moment of revelation that was well known basically to anyone, the ultimate goal seems to bully us off the internet. Women in the alt-right are consistently harassed by low-status, anonymous trolls trying to put us in our place. Women of all ages who do not have children are harassed for various reasons. The ultimate goal seems to be to bully us off the internet. By the end of this thread... here we go. I got it. Lauren Southern's little video on why she's not married.
Okay, so as I'm sure you've noticed, I've been making a lot of videos lately just kind of taking the piss out of modern liberal interpretations of how relationships should work. Kind of the more feminist, progressive view of, women don't really need men and men don't really need women. The destruction of the nuclear...
Wish there was a way to tell if she was hot.
Yeah, it's
She's
just like there's. I'm on the fence about.
She's so hot.
She is so hot.
Oh my
God! It's funny, man, because the alt-right have been really just garbage to females, and I'm not white knighting, and I'm not. What's the other word you fags always use? Counter signaling. Are you counter signaling your fellow whites? Shut up, fucking assholes. You are being stupid because a lot of you are not banging girls in the league of Lauren Southern. And you guys have this belief that you guys have this weird, last two people on earth fantasy where you need to repopulate the white race with Lauren Southerns. You fucking lay off, okay? You guys are fucking cringe. Stop.
Yeah, because Lauren Southern's going to fuck you.
Well, that's why they're like, that's why you can't let our great fair maidens bang these blacks and these browns.
Fair
you gotta
maidens.
save it for the white race. Yeah, why? To help your odds? Because guess what? Lauren, if you outlawed black dick, guess who still ain't getting laid, motherfucker? Everybody who already gets laid that's white would get laid doubly. And you assholes would still be on 4chan going, Lauren Southern's a coal burner. Oh, Jews. Fucking losers. There,
Yeah,
did I make my point? Does that sound too? Is that white knighting? Fucking pussies.
Oh, man, I didn't mean to freeze frame it like that.
She's still hot.
I know. You can't freeze frame her bad. But that turns me on a little bit.
It's actually, yeah. Oh, man.
Holy fuck. Okay, we got to move the video. Stop. We don't want to be part of the problem.
No, shut up.
Okay.
Stop for a second.
He's almost finished.
Yeah, that is a great wow.
Well, we have a thumbnail. That's
no,
for sure.
No. I was pretending she was eating a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a really big burger.
A sandwich is what Mike calls his dick.
Oh, God. Hit play. We love Lauren. Hit play.
All the ideas that are popular in media today. And I do that because I think there needs to be a balancing. I think our throwing away of traditional values was...
She's 22, by the way.
Kind of a
I'm sorry. Let me continue my rant. She's 22. Can you fucking leave her alone? I'm so sick of these guys. They're just... She needs to have 4 kids already. Why? She's 22. She's fucking... You know how much money she probably just makes on YouTube monetization? Why the fuck should she get married? To you?
Yeah, all you losers calling out Lauren Southern, if she said she would suck your dick, you would karate chop your wife in the face and throw her off a bridge.
Not your wife. You'd literally murder you'd kill your own child.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
The baby out with the
I would shoot this motherfucker to bang Lauren Southern, and I could never do a show again because we can't do a show. It's our show. I would murder him for a one-nighter with Lauren. No offense. I love
None
you.
taken. I hear you.
It's vice versa.
I'd kill you too in a heartbeat.
He would kill me.
I would choke you out from behind.
He would do it for half a sandwich.
Yeah. So that's easy. They don't need much motivation.
situation. And I really think we need to consider some of the statistics, some of the really important...
How is she 22? I'm sorry. She's just too smart, too sexy. Her eyebrows are on fleek too, by the way. There's everything about her.
information about love and relationships and marriages that we got from time beforehand. Now, I don't usually respond to
I will
comments.
say this. You know, we got to give criticism what criticism's due. I
Sure.
love Lauren Southern. But
I want to get her on the show. Be nice.
I do. I get it. I'm
Okay.
just saying. I would imagine that, though, if you were dating her. And she
Okay, hold on. All right.
And she were
Wait,
mad.
stop talking.
And he's done.
Okay, go ahead.
And let's say she were mad at you, right? Like, really mad. Like, just
Now you're turning me on again.
focused on
You're
an
turning me
issue.
on again.
I don't know if this girl can talk.
Yes.
Not in a bad way. She just is an articulate person. Can you imagine her being mad at you for something for 3 days?
No.
That's all I'm saying. It would be like, oh God, I get it. I'm a horrible person. You've made literally a Ben Shapiro-esque case about it. At this point, I get it. I'm terrible.
It's because,
Sorry.
in my opinion, comments don't represent what I say. However, I have gotten so many comments lately that have misinterpreted the message I am trying to put out there that it's gotten to a point where, unfortunately, I think I do need to address it. I could read some of the tweets I get, some of the comments I get, like, hey,
I like her phone cover.
Lauren, why aren't you making videos with your 5 kids and your husband? How dare you say this as a woman without kids or a traditional marriage? Or people...
Guys, this is why none of you are getting any pussy. Dude, honestly, you fucking weebs. You fucking little incel men going their own way fucking guys out there that think that she needs to be settling down with you because you deserve it. Because all women are whores that want to have sex with me. You don't deserve... Like, stop. You're not mad that Lauren Southern is not having kids. You're mad that girls look like Lauren Southern aren't having kids with you. And you're projecting that. Enough!
saying all of these people are disgusting degenerates and I hope they don't breed anyway on my video asking young ladies if they would like a dog or kids or Netflix or a marriage. And this is not the kind of message I am trying to give out. I am not trying to sell an idea that myself as a 22-year-old needs to be married right now for the sake of traditionalism and not being a degenerate.
She wanted to say white race because that's what they're accusing her of. She's not that, but that's what they're accusing her of.
No, in fact, I think it would be degenerate for me to get married right now without someone that I'm truly in love with and think could be a good father to my children. In fact,
don't get pregnant for a while, honey. I want you to have that body for a good while.
And that's making the point I was making before I even saw this video to people. I'm like, so you want to rush, not just Lauren Southern. I'm seeing this in social
Laura
media.
Loomer, for example. I'm kidding.
I'm seeing this in social media, though, and on Facebook, where these guys are screaming at all these run-of-the-mill girls that are on the right. Like these, you know what I mean? These kind of trad-thoughty young girls that are just out having... And they're like, oh, you should be settling down. And they're like 20, and you're like, guys, you're fucking... This article was correct. You're chasing women away from the movement. And you're doing it because you're not really right-wing, you're not really fascist, you're not really nuts. You're incels. You're incels, you're men going their own way, you're men's right activists, you're little mini Cernoviches. You think every bitch owes you a blowjob. It has nothing to do with traditionalism. You're all fucking hypocrites. Because every one of these people at all these rallies, you're all fucking, I've seen the pictures. You guys are all doing coke, fucking drinking booze, partying, and fucking every one of you is cheating on your wives or your girlfriends at these rallies.
With Bay Stick Man.
And you tell these girls, no, baby, you can't come with us to the rally. You'd be unsafe. Antifa will hurt you. And then you all bang these fucking skanks and drink your beer, but you talk down to people like Lauren Southern because you're hypocritical, projecting scumbag children. Sorry.
I think that would be significantly worse for the Western world. That would be significantly worse for my children to raise them as a single mother. As you know, they're more likely to commit suicide, more likely to be alcoholics, more likely to drop out of school. And it's just devastating growing up with a broken family. So I'm not going to get married at 22 years old just so that I won't be called a degenerate on the internet.
I love her. Come on.
Also just
I love her. Even when she's making a point, it's just like, all right, that's pretty funny. All right, you finally got it.
Finally, it took a long. It was a hard one.
Can I be real here?
Yeah. Even still, hot.
Lauren Southern. Royce just pauses all the time, right? Every single time he does it, every human being he's ever paused looked like an idiot. We had to pause like 6 times before we finally got you looking kind of awkward.
She's so hot.
You know what I mean, though? Like,
and every time she's so smart, and she's 22. Like, everything about her.
Like, we get it. You love her.
No,
We all
not.
love
I
her.
don't love her.
We all love her.
I would. Remember I said I'd kill you? I'd kill certain members of my family for her. Okay, just to be clear.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Have a couple in mind. Okay.
Completely shocking to me is the utter lack of understanding of nuance and the exception. I think people that ignore that there are
What? Crazy alt-right nationalists lack nuance? Get out of town!
exceptions to the rule are just as crazy as people who ignore there is a rule in the first place in generals, and they exist, and we should talk in generalities so we can understand each other. But ignoring that there are exceptions is just as silly. Some women, yes, are going to be happier not having any kids. They are going to be happier not being married, and that's okay. That doesn't make them a horrible human being. That doesn't mean they have to be shamed for the rest of their life. The reason I talk about this isn't because I want people to feel terrible. It's because I want them to be happy. And on average, women and men are happy being married and with kids.
So when you boil it down, the argument of these guys that are bothering her are, why aren't you having sex with me? I'm white. That's the argument.
That's basically it. It's the same, dude.
It's childish.
It's not, and let's get something straight too. I'm not. I'm defending Lauren Southern. I'm defending, the other girls that were speaking out on this issue. That's fine.
Because they're hot and we want to get laid,
But
and we're virtue signaling.
I want to be fair and reasoned
sorry.
here. It's not the alt-right trolls that are going after you either. You guys are using that term to signal
Good
boost.
point.
It's not alt-right. It's the incels. It's the men going their own way people. It's the men's right activists. They're the ones. They're
the cringiest of the bunch, by
the
the
worst,
way.
but
They're fucking cringe city.
They're a subsect. They're an attachment, a subgroup of the alt-right, but they are not the alt-right. Because even, look, the original story that this is based on was that Tara McCarthy girl who was posting a bunch of tweets. And even I was jokingly writing, shut up, thought on Twitter. Because, it's like we're a comedy show. Go fuck yourself. But it's, anytime somebody goes off on Twitter and takes themselves seriously, they're getting a fucking shot. But let's clarify. She is correct. Salon article is incorrect. It's not the alt-right. Oh, we're all terrible to women. But you goddamn incels and you MRAs, you need to dial that shit back because you're not going to land Lauren Southern by chanting the 14 words at her about saving the race. Okay? You get a hot girl like Lauren Southern the way you get every other hot, successful girl like Lauren Southern by neglecting them emotionally, by being slightly too cool for them or at least acting that way, being funny, and having cash. That's it.
By the way, the last two are probably more important than the first ones. Just to be clear.
They all play a
But they all do play a
they
part. You're
all
right.
play a
You're
role.
right. It's like all the rings of Captain Planet, just some of them are heart and they don't matter that much. But you better believe water and fire do. Back to my sweetheart.
Negging is basically the little Indian kid ring.
It
the
is.
heart ring.
Yep.
average, women are happy
Dude,
being
no,
housewives.
I'm mad again because you paused it and she's twice now. You paused it. She's still hot.
I know.
I'm getting angry.
That she's so hot?
Because every time we pause a video, even when it's a good-looking person, it's like,
Mhm.
and he's paused it multiple times, and she's still just like it looks like like he paused a music video.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
the lighting is perfect.
That's what I mean. Like when they shoot a music video and they make sure every frame of you looks hot. This is a raging. I hate you. You know what, Lauren Southern? You need to be more traditional. Be married to me. I'm angry now.
You want to look at my shield?
Are exceptions, and people need to accept that and think with just a little time.
Hey, Lauren.
Again, look, she's still hot.
I know. If anything, hotter.
It's really getting annoying. How can you fucking weirdos? I've had so many people yell at me on the internet that hate her. How can any straight man with half a brain who has to deal with basic common bitches on a regular basis, how can you not appreciate that? Do you understand that if there was a robot Lauren Southern, it would be outselling the Alexas and Google Homes this Christmas?
Oh, absolutely.
What is wrong with you people?
tiny bit of nuance. But it seems that some of the people who watch my videos, not all of them, I get some wonderful comments and some lovely comments from people who say, I don't know if I'll ever get married, but I like that you're giving this advice. From people that are mothers that say, wow, I know you're not a mother yet, but I hope you're happy and become a mother one day and have a successful relationship. And they're beautiful comments. But then there are some people that just come in and think the only purpose of advocating traditionalism is have a kid right now because that is your biological duty. No, that's insane. The reason I love the West, the reason I love the idea of family and children is because of love and connection. And
I can't do it. I can't pause in a bad place, Mike. I can't.
Come on, man.
I can't. I'm trying, but I can't.
Trying. Just keep tapping it. Keep tapping it. Let's see
Okay.
if we can get one. See if we can get one. Yeah, just scroll. No, that one's even. Come
Oh,
on.
she looks even better there. Hold on.
Jesus Christ,
Nope.
man.
You tell me if you see one.
This is getting.
Oh, look at the pouty face.
This is getting fucking annoying. Come on, dude. You were the freeze frame kid, man.
No, still
she
cute.
Still looks cute. Like,
Oh,
come on!
Come on! Hold on.
This is bullshit.
Let's try this. Nope.
This fucking game is rigged.
Oh, did we get her?
Okay. You know what?
Wow! Finally!
Oh my God! This took the whole. Hey! And you know what?
She's human.
You know what's the worst part is?
What?
She still looks good in this.
I know.
But this is one of those scenarios where we have to agree. This is the best we're gonna get.
Yeah,
out of this
I agree.
mining expedition.
I agree.
It is so easy to make people look. We do it on this
All
show
the time.
constantly. Anytime he hits pause, like, wow, she is enragingly attractive.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you angry how hot she is.
You've been watching National with me. My name is Mersh. You can email me at revengeofthesis.com. Save the white race.
Hello, my lady. I've gotten you a rose.
Wait.
Hold on. Here we go.
Lauren Southern. I'm going to tip my fedora at you.
Oh, there it is.
All right. We got a shill. We're out of here, right?
We certainly do.
Do I have to shill? Or
You
gonna
have to shill because I'm doing the other
That's
thing.
fine. Patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. PayPal.me/We're Not Sorry. Share, like, recommend a friend. Rate us on iTunes. Get us some pals.
We'll be back Monday, folks.